got that right, good morning. Sometimes I say good morning, and it's 6 o'clock in the evening because I'm so tired and I forget what time it is, depending on where I'm speaking, so I don't do that tonight. Thank you for having me at the Summer Institute to introduce your special week this week. What a difference a year makes. I never thought this time last year that I would be speaking to you today in this capacity, or I've had the experiences that I've had over the past 8 months. I feel like I've lived 10 years in one. So much changes very quickly when something like this happens, besides having your phone blow up and everybody trying to friend you on Facebook. Automatically you become the voice for the profession, and there's a lot expected of you as you represent teachers across the state of West Virginia. I've traveled a lot. If I could sum up, have you heard of a 6-word story? Okay. A 6-word story is just like a summary, but you only can use 6 words. So if I had to summarize my year in 6 words, I would make it be on the road, in the news. Because wherever I go, I am traveling at least 3 or 4 hours, and when I get there, there's a reporter. And that's great, because the media is one of our best allies in education. You know, we need to get the word out of what we do every day and what's going on in our classrooms. And that's a great way to do it. And I know I just said that very bad F word, Facebook, but you know what? Social media is very important. And social media can be a very powerful, effective tool to communicate with others about what's going on in the profession and to share resources with one another. And, you know, those are things that we need to consider, need to work on as professionals to use those resources appropriately so that we can connect with teachers around the state and around the world. And that's something that I've really tried to do this year during my journey, is to use online resources to reach out and connect to teachers across the state and across the country to share what's going on in West Virginia. So it's been crazy trying to not only represent Berkeley County, but also represent our state. But there was one thing that I wanted to make sure happened this year. And that was that I wanted to go into every school in Berkeley County. Because I have been in the news a lot, I've gotten a lot of attention. But you know what? I can look around this room right now and see tons of people that could do the same thing that I'm doing. Because they're all wonderful people and effective teachers. And I wanted to feature you and feature what you're doing in the classroom, give people a chance to see what you're all about. So I started a web channel, Be the Difference West Virginia, and what I've done is I've gone to every school in Berkeley County, and I've interviewed 2 teachers about their classrooms, why they decided to become teachers, and what they wish the public knew about education. And that's just my small contribution, or my small effort to have people look at you instead of me and see what's going on in every school in this county. But I think it is so important that people get to see and hear from actual teachers about what goes on in our schools. Because so many times there are people that don't even enter our classrooms. And they're the ones that not only make the decisions, but influence public opinion. And that needs to stop. You are the voice of this profession. And voice is what we need to take this profession further. That's why I wanted to do that this year. I wanted to give you the chance to speak up and to talk about what you do in your classrooms and why you're here. Because more people need to know that. What makes you a good representative and an effective person to change the lives of students in our area. And voice is what we need to move this profession forward. And there's a lot of changes coming into education, and that's why we need your voice so badly. And one that's just mentioned, the most prominent reason why you're here today is the next generation standards, or it's called what it is, the Common Core. And it's going to be a lot of changes. Whenever there's big change, it causes a lot of stress, a lot of frustration. And it's a lot of uncertainty because you don't know exactly where you're going or what's coming up next. But along with all that frustration and change can be a lot of opportunity to improve yourself and improve the lives of your students. Sometimes starting over isn't necessarily a bad thing. And you know what? You're not really completely starting over. You're just renovating and changing what you've already got to make it better, to fine-tune it to meet the needs of the students in this generation. But unfortunately, along with the argument for Common Core, there comes a lot of negative talk, or a lot of heated debate, a lot of opinions that are spoken about in the media. And unfortunately, something that's being used, along with the debate in Common Core, is fear. Fear to discuss what's wrong with it and why it's not the right thing for our students. And nothing man-made is perfect. Nothing. Nothing in education, nothing we can create for our classrooms is going to be completely fail-safe. Because we're all humans and we're all just people. And no one except up there is perfect. But it's fantastic if you don't like everything that you're given. It's fantastic that you have a professional opinion, because you are professionals. And it's wonderful when you can read something, look at something and say, this is what I don't think is right about it. Because we need people that don't just rubber stamp everything. We need people to have a professional opinion and be able to voice it appropriately and respectfully, so we can have a conversation with those who make these changes in education. But let's talk about the use of fear to discourage use and acceptance of the Common Core, or next gen, whichever you'd like to call it, whichever you prefer. Why not? Why not use fear? You know, when you don't like something, or when something bothers you, if you don't want someone to do something, it often works to scare them away. We do it in our classrooms all the time. Something's acting up in your class. You might hear me say, do you want to go talk to Mrs. McCoy? Now, there's nothing wrong with Mrs. McCoy. Mrs. McCoy is fabulous. But you're in 5th grade, you really don't want to end up in the principal's office. Or, you might use it with your spouse. What do you think is going to happen to those running shoes if you leave in the middle of the laundry room floor again? Now, maybe you don't say that, but my husband's a runner, so I do. Just a thought of what might happen. I don't mean exactly what's going to happen. Makes him want to scoot him over to the side so nobody trips. Fear can sometimes be an effective way to get what you want. So if people don't want you to do Common Core, or want you to have a negative opinion about it, why not scare them away? Why not make you feel like that's not the best thing for you, or that it's going to cause detrimental problems in your classroom? You know, and fear is something that I've had a personal struggle with, and something I share with people as I've spoken around the state this year. And I realize as I do these talks and speak to people, that's the story of many young people in our state and nation. But here's the problem with fear. Fear steals your joy. And joy is what brought you to this profession. You wanted to be a teacher because you wanted to be involved in the lives of students and be a part of their story. When our students excel, it fills us with happiness. Joy is what brought you here. Joy is why you're sitting here today, because you're a teacher and you chose this profession and this career for joy. No other reason. It makes you feel good when you do things for your students. That's your life. And you give up so much to give that joy to others, expecting very little in return. So when someone steals your joy or makes you feel distressed, it's not only impacting you, but it impacts your classroom. Because it's hard to be an effective teacher and provide your students with the things that they need to be successful when you're maxed out, and you're stressed out, and you're filled with fear. Fear likes to keep you from knowing the truth, misrepresent what you need to know to be successful. Because what you don't know makes you believe what somebody else wants you to believe. But worst of all, fear is about control. It's about who controls what you're going to do. It's about who controls your emotions. And there's no better way than to drive a nail into someone's emotions with fear, because it will make them back off and feel vulnerable and not do what you want. Fear is no way to live. And not only that, fear is no way to teach, because our students deserve better than that. But you know what? You're here today because you don't want to be here. You're here because you're going to learn how to implement the next generation standards. You're going to learn ways that you can be more effective in your classroom. Instead of being afraid of something, that you don't know a lot about. And maybe you might know more than others about Common Core. And maybe you're a new teacher and you need to know as much as you can about this change that's coming to education. But we don't want to be in fear, because we want to be filled with the joy of learning and sharing the joy of learning with our students. You know, last summer I did have the opportunity to go to Germany to learn about their education system. And I can say that I've met the future colleagues and co-workers of some of my students. Technology is greatly changing how we work with one another in a global workforce. The world is shrinking, it's flattening, and our students are going to be a part of that before we know it. And they need to be prepared to compete in that global workforce. Not only that, I began my teaching career in Frederick County, Virginia for 2 years. Having always attended school in West Virginia and done my student teaching here, you know, it was a wake-up to see how standards and learning objectives could differ state to state. And our students here in the Eastern Panhandle deserve to be on par and be competitive with their peers, not only around the globe, but just bordering them in Maryland and Virginia. And with the changes coming to Common Core and Next Generations, we have a chance to level the field and give everyone the opportunity to be on the same page or to have higher expectations of our students across the nation. You know what's amazing? You're already doing so much of what's in Common Core. So much of what you're doing is already happening in classrooms, but you just have to do a little bit more of it. You have to fine-tune it. You have to bring it up a little bit more to have our students be where they need to be with the changes that are coming. So let's get back to Berkeley for a minute. So much has happened in the last year. I can't believe that was just last July. But anyway, 10 hours into my trip in Germany, I had a really bad accident. I was getting on a train to Heidelberg, and I hadn't slept in 30 hours, part of the problem here, and I slipped getting on the train. I missed the last step. My bag broke my fall, but from the chest down, I was between the steps of the train and the train platform. I had a hold of the rail, that's what kept me from going all the way down. But in an instant, faster than I could think, before I could realize the severity of what had happened, the teachers that I had just met only a couple hours before had lifted me up and gotten me onto that car. And throughout that experience, from the incident happened until I was experiencing German healthcare in the emergency room, I was calm because I knew the people that were with me were going to be there to help me out and make sure I was okay. And that's why you're here today, or part of why you're here today. Because there are people in this room that are here to lift you up. The antidote to fear is faith. Faith in knowing that someone is there to help you. Faith in knowing that within you, you have the ability to rise and meet challenge, meet the needs of students in your classroom. Trains don't wait on anyone. They have a place to be, and the journey is long. And you're going to fall down, and the journey is long. But no one in this room wants to see you fail. This room is filled with people that want to lift you up and have you be successful so you can be successful for your students. And that's what this profession is all about. It's not only about teachers helping students, but it's teachers helping teachers, because that influences the lives of students they'll never meet. And we do that because we have faith in ourselves and faith in the outcome of our hard work. Because whether you realize it or not, everything you do that's good and helpful helps someone. And that is what this journey is all about. It's about choosing faith in ourselves, faith in each other, over the fear in any season of education and this journey as the representative for West Virginia's teachers. However, this is my second to last speaking engagement as the Berkeley County Teacher of the Year. I speak tonight at Hedgesville High School and I pass on this honor to another deserving educator. But if I could leave you with just a few more thoughts before I move on, it's that I just want you all to know that you are so valuable. You are the most valuable resource in this school system. And what you do every day does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. Somebody out there needs you and believes in you and respects what you do. And if you don't, whenever you don't feel that way, just remember that I just told you that. Because I've been so proud to say to everyone this year, wherever I go, that I teach in Berkeley County, West Virginia. And I've really tried to represent you well. And and I hope my little YouTube channel is just my meager contribution to representing what you do, but I hope you that have been a part of that are proud of the fact that you got the chance to speak on behalf of teachers too. So as I always say at the end of my videos, be different, but be the difference. And I would like to add, as you make these changes and you learn more about next generation standards, remember to be yourself. Because who you are and what you already contribute is fantastic. I'm so proud that I got to do this year. And I hope that you take that attitude of be different, but be the difference throughout these changes that are coming the next school year, so that you can look back on this day, 365 days from now, and say to yourself, what a difference a year makes. Thank you so much for having me today. I hope you enjoy your Summer Institute.